Hey, this is MPG Mike, and today we're going to be talking about a magnetic heat exchanger. If you're watching this, chances are you know somebody who has some of these in their basement or garages. This is a magnetic heat exchanger. Gorgeous. Extruded aluminum that's been milled and then anodized. It's almost what you might call sexy. Imagine this under your hood. Anyways, we're going to strap it to something hot, kind of like a heater hose or a radiator hose. Pick up a little thermal energy. Liquid fuel doesn't burn, so if we can add heat to it, it's like boiling water. It'll evaporate off and become burnable much more readily. So with this product comes the hose. Now this is rigid wall plastic. This is designed for modern fuel injection systems. Good quality stuff. It comes with the little fittings. You don't even have to cut the fuel line. And there's these other adapters, so you can just plug it in, and real simple. There's special clamps, little guys here, that go over the fuel line, and then special pliers for the special clamps so you don't damage them while you're installing them. Now the fuel line itself takes special cutters. Even that's included. Pretty swift, huh? After we've fastened this to something warm, we're going to wrap it with a header wrap. Now, in the old days, they were asbestos. With modern technology, they make them out of fiberglass. So we'll put a wrap around it to help hold the heat in so that we get a little bit more thermal energy on our magnetic heat exchanger. Now, what you're about to watch is an installation on a Hemi powered Dodge pickup. An associate approached me and said, I'm going cross country, and we have our nonprofit, GAEA, and would you like to contribute to the cause? So I kind of thought about what I have in my inventory and her particular circumstances, and this magnetic heat exchanger just seemed like the best fit. We're going to be doing some emission testing before and after, so you be sure to watch how we clean up the exhaust emissions just by using this. Now, there's a lot of magnetic products out there. What makes this one special? Well, I'm glad you asked. It incorporates 4, not 1, 2, 3, but 4 very powerful magnets that are arranged in here north to south, this way, not this way. And what happens is the fuel will come in, and the north-south polarity will start stretching the fuel molecules, because some of the stuff in fuel is attracted to the North Pole. Some of the stuff in fuel is attracted to the South Pole. So the little clusters that make up liquids start to stretch like rubber bands. And then when it gets past that first magnet, now the polarity switches. You know, when you stack 4 magnets together, you're going to have north-south, north-south, north, the whole way up through. So when that polarity switches, it just snaps that fuel, and it kind of spins around, and the one big cluster comes off and a whole bunch of smaller clusters. And again, we have 4 magnets, so it does that a couple of times. And then we're going to add a little thermal energy. Using an infrared temperature gun on circulating systems, it's only like 2-3 degrees, not a lot. The more modern deadhead systems, as they call it, 8 or 10 degrees. So we're not taking the fuel to scary high levels with this. It's very safe when installed properly, which is what this video is going to help you to do. It's very safe and it's effective, and it's no maintenance. You don't have to clean it. You don't have to add anything. There's no electronics. There's no wires. Pretty slick. So hang on. We're going to install this, and then you can determine whether it's something that you want to play with. Before we do the emissions test, we're going to clean out the catalytic converter by running the engine about 1,500, 2,000 RPMs for about a minute. Next, we're going to take our sniffer and put it in the tailpipe. Now, let's go see what the numbers are. Right, with software, I'm able to look at hydrocarbons, carbon monoxide, a few other gases like this while I'm data logging it. I can also go in here and just look at the numbers big and bold. So what we're monitoring, the harmful stuff would be our hydrocarbons, showing 6 parts per million. Oxygen, 0.12, which means most of it's being used to burn fuel. Carbon monoxide, 0.01%. Well, that's pretty clean. Carbon dioxide, 14.7. Here we have our air-to-fuel ratio, 14.766. That's right in there, it's stoichiometric. And no NOx, so we're really clean there. Now, again, I'm data logging. I'm going to stop, and then what it'll do is it'll bring this together for me so I can get an average of the total run. Now we have a baseline so that once we install the magnetic heat exchanger, we can do another test and then compare and see if there's any kind of a change. This is our fuel line we'll be using. Once you pull it out of the package and let go, it springs out on you. The best way to get this rigid wall plastic onto a fitting is heat it up. And we're going to not use a heat gun. We're going to use boiling water. And just dip this in the boiling water. It softens. It'll slide reasonably well over our fittings. So let's go boil some water. All right, we got hot water. To install our fittings, we're going to need a clamp, the hose, and the fitting. That should do it. Slide the clamp on. And then this just pushes over here like this. So slide the clamp down. Then we'll take our special pliers and grip it in place. The clamp has a little ledge. Take our pliers right in front of the lip. Not on it, not way back here, but right about here. And we just squeeze like that, and that's all there is to it. Knowing that we're going to mount this somewhere around here, we need to be able to run this from our fuel line. And what I'm thinking is it'll probably be better if you can hear that click, bring it up top, because we're going to have a little bit of an arc in it to come into at least one of these two ends. So bring it in this way, and then take it back out up through that way. Let's measure. So right about here will probably be a good place to cut. These will not crimp the hose. If you try to use side cutters or a pocket knife, you'll crimp the hose. I'm going to slide this into the groove, and then the blade comes down. We squeeze. Get a nice, clean, round looking cut when we're done. We already have the one piece put together. You can easily disconnect this once it's put together by pushing this little yellow button here. So I pulled it off so that we can work around the heat in order to mount this onto our magnetic heat exchanger. So the first step again is we take and we put a clamp on the hose so that once we get the hose mounted, we can slide it in place and do what we did here. So let's warm it up. I have the magnetic heat exchanger in the pot so that it gets the end warm. Otherwise, the cold end will cool the whole hose off as soon as we try to slip it on there. Here we go. I think we've got it. Now it's time to just get our clamp in place. Notice I'm using a rag to hold the magnetic heat exchanger.